Okay, so you'd like to go, you go, and you stay, you do what you like. So I'm going to share the screen. I'm going to put up the version that I've got because it's easier to read for me.
Yes. And
Chanting.
I made you co-host, Venerable, and you should be able to share.
Thank you so much. Great. Okay, here we go. So this is a particular version here that I've got that I like to do because it's made for the phone. I can put it into the chat box if you like, and then you can have it if you like. It's formatted for the phone. It's a lot easier to read. Let me see if I can find it again. How do I put it in the chat box last? What do I do?
You post the icon of the chat.
Chat. Wait a minute.
To bottom to the left, next to the participants.
So what do I put? I just grab the PDF and put, but it doesn't.
Yes, and then you post
wait a
on
minute,
the.
Stop. Wait. I'm getting it. So where do I put it now? I've got it on my desktop. So where do I put it?
On the screen.
I put it in the chat. Do I just like that? Literally.
Yes. There's an icon called file when you post in the chat.
Wait a minute. It doesn't work. Wait a minute. Here, I put it in here. There it is. Chanting the names. There it is. There. I put it there. Have you got it? Have you seen it?
No, it's not there yet. You should be able to find it in the file. Otherwise, you can.
There it is. There now. Coming. It's coming now.
Oh yeah. There we are. Thank you.
Okay. So we'll open that. We can make that. I'll share the screen. Wait a minute. Share the screen, and we'll open that one to read together. Because I like this one because it's easy to read on the phone. I mean, nobody. Yeah, there we go. Okay, here we go. You're sharing the screen now. You all see? Can you all see?
Yes. Thank you, Venerable.
Thank you very much. Okay, here we go. It'll take about 30 minutes. So you decide if you'd like to hang around. And if we are, we're just thinking we're delighting that we're doing His Holiness Dalai Lama's wishes, and we are wanting this to be the cause. Permit to come back quickly. Homage to ever youthful Manjushri. Chapter 1, the request. Then Vajradhara, ever glorious, supreme subduer of the heart, detained the hero, conquering the triple world, the Vajra lord and master of all secrets, with eyes open, wide open like white lotuses, his face just like a lily in full bloom, while shaking in his hand repeatedly a Vajra of the highest excellence, accompanied by countless Vajrapanis with features such as fierce, turbulent brows, subduers of the heart to tame heroes appearing with heroic hideous forms, brandishing in their hands. Hang on a second. Get this thing out of the way. I don't know how to do it. Down here we go. In their hands, their mighty Vajras, the tips of which emit intensive light. Great benefit. Sorry, hang on. Close up my documents. You don't need to see my life here. Sorry. These wretched things stick their nose in all the time. Just a minute. These things mind their own business. Go away. Why doesn't it go? I don't know how to make the top part go away. Can you stop the top part altogether? Do you know? Lance?
I think just close those tools again and then try to just extend your page. I know,
no,
Matt.
It's not a question of that. It's a question of trying to get that top out of the way. It doesn't matter. I'll be fine. Don't you worry. We're doing it a bit now. That's enough. Okay. Okay, good. All right. Wait a minute. Okay. Great benefactors to all living beings through skill, through insight, and through great compassion. With pleased and happy attitudes, with joy, their bodies, those are wrathful deities. Protectors who assist the Buddha's deeds, their bodies bowing reverentially. Paid homage to the true awakened one, protector, blessed one, Tathagata. And joining his two palms respectfully, he said that before the Lord, the following: Omnipresent Lord, for my well-being, with due concern for me and for my sake, that I may reach complete awakening upon the basis of illusion's net. And for the sake of every living being sunk deep into the mud of ignorance, their thoughts disturbed by various afflictions, so they may obtain the highest fruit. May you, the most supreme awakened one, the blessed one, the world's guru and teacher, who knows the great Samaya's reality, aware of wishes and abilities, reveal to us the great name, chanting of the wisdom body of the blessed one, the great Ushnisha, master of all speech, the self-arising wisdom emanation, the wisdom deity called Manjushri, these names of meaning both profound and vast, of great significance, unmatched, serene, with goodness at their start, middle, and end, proclaimed by Buddhas of the eons past and to be taught by Buddhas yet to come, and taught not once but time and time again by all the Buddhas of the present age, which were respectfully recited in illusion's net, the Tantra most supreme, by multitudes of mighty Vajrapanis, the joyous guardians of secret mantras. Just this I shall uphold with firm resolve until I reach my final liberation, so that I may become a great protector, the bearer of the Buddha's every secret. And this I shall reveal to living beings according to each one's capacity, in order that afflictions may be quelled, so ignorance may fully be dispelled. With this request to the Tathagata, the master of all secrets, Vajrapani, his body bowed, his palms politely joined, then stood before the Lord devotedly. Chapter 2, the reply. And so the Blessed One, Lord Shakyamuni, the best of men, the fully awakened one, extending from his mouth his handsome tongue, a tongue unmatched in both its breadth and length, displaying a gentle smile to living beings, a smile that fills the threefold world with light, that tames the enemy, the formaras, and ends unwanted birth in all three forms, his voice melodious like that of Brahma, completely filling all the triple world, replied as follows to the Lord of Secrets, to Vajrapani, strongest of the strong, that you, abounding in supreme compassion and aiming to assist all living beings, are willing and prepared to hear from me this evil-quelling, purifying chanting, the chanting of the names, so filled with meaning of Manjushri's embodiment of wisdom. How truly excellent of Vajradhara, how truly excellent of you, O Vajrapani. And so I shall, O Master of all secrets, reveal just that to you most splendidly. With single-minded focus, listen well. How excellent, responded Vajrapani, so truly excellent, O Blessed One. Chapter 3, the survey of the 6 families. And then the Blessed One, Lord Shakyamuni, surveyed in full the family great with mantras, the family of the Vidyas and the mantras, the family that is threefold by its nature, the family of and yet beyond the world, the family great in brightening the world, the foremost family of Mahamudra, and so the family great with great Ushnishas. Chapter 4, the stages of awakening according to illusion's net. And then about the Lord of Speech, he spoke these verses, which include 6 kingly mantras, which manifest from non-duality, which bear the quality of non-arising. A, I, U, E, O, A, Ang, Ash, Dito, Shidi, Jnana, Mutira, Ham, Budod, Budanam, Shai, Cha, Dva, Vartinam, Vajra, Tiksha, Duka, Cheda, Prajna, Jnana, Mutaye, Jnana, Kaya, Vagi, Jvara, Apachanaye, Te Nama. Chapter 5, the Great Vajradhatu Mandala. And so he is the Blessed One, the Buddha, awakened fully, born of the letter R. He is the letter R, the foremost phoneme, supreme most syllable, the meaning great, arising from great vital force, unborn, beyond expression based on words or speech, the foremost cause of every form of speech, the shining forth of every kind of language. Great feast, who took the form of great passion, who takes the form of great passion, producing bliss in every sentient being. Great feast, who takes the form of great anger, great enemy of every mental poison. Great feast, who is by nature great delusion, delusion's vanquisher for deluded minds. Great feast, who is in essence great fury, great adversary to all furiousness. Great feast, who takes the form of great desire, who vanquishes desire in all forms. He is great carnal lust, he is great bliss, he is great happiness, he is great joy, with great appearance, bearing form, supreme, with great complexion, marked by great physique, with great renown, the great munificent one, his mandala, voluminous and great, the bearer of the mighty sword of wisdom, the foremost goad for taming great afflictions, possessing great renown, his glory, great his brightness, great his luster, most supreme, most wise upholder of the great illusion, fulfiller of the great illusion's aims, enraptured by the great illusion's rapture, the great illusion's a great illusionist, the foremost lord of great munificence, supreme upholder of great discipline, intense supporter of great tolerance, with valor rooted in great diligence. Samadhi resting through great meditation, endowed with bodies flowing from great wisdom, both great in strength and great in skillful means, a brimming ocean filled with vows and knowledge, by nature great in kindness, limitless, the foremost mind enriched by great compassion, of great insight, of great intelligence, great dexterous one, with methods ever great, commanding powers and great miracles, with driving force supreme, with speed unmatched, renowned great lord of foremost majesty, most valorous owing to his great might, destroying the massive mountain of becoming, unyielding, holding strong a massive Vajra, great terrifying lord, the great cruel one, provoking fear in great and daunting creatures, protector as the greatest of all Vidyas, a guru as the greatest of all mantras, traversing well the Mahayana's path, himself the Mahayana's foremost way. Chapter 6, the wisdom of the immaculate Dharmadhatu. He is Mahavairocana, the Buddha, great sage, observing great intensive silence, arising from the great mantra way. He is at heart the great mantra way. Accomplished in the 10 paramitas, having the 10 paramitas as home, in whom the 10 paramitas are pure, for whom the 10 paramitas are means. Protector reigning over all 10 grounds, residing steadily on all 10 grounds, made pure in nature by the tenfold knowledge, maintaining purity through tenfold knowledge, with tenfold forms, intent on tenfold content, with tenfold strength, pervasive lord of sages, achieving every aim for every being, endowed with tenfold mastery supreme. Beginningless, complexity devoid by nature, pure reality in essence, unwavering, a speaker of the truth, with speech and actions perfectly aligned, a teacher of the non-dual truth, non-dual atop reality's most lofty peak. With selflessness his wild lions roar, instilling fear and deer-like misled seekers. With journeys fruitful, travelling everywhere, as swift as thought in all Tatata goes a victor, slayer of foes, triumphant lord, a universal king with forces great. Assembly head, instructor for assemblies, assembly lord, assembly chief, the ruler, most influential, bearing precious burdens. Not other bound his way, the greatest way. The lord of speech, the master of expression, most skilled in words, adept with language, truthful with boundless words, a teacher of the truth, providing teachings of the fourfold truth. Not coming back, not turning round, Rhino, the leader of the Patyeka Buddhas, gone forth by going forth in different ways, a single cause of all great elements. Arhan, Bhikshu, defilements exhausted, devoid of passion, master of the senses, arrived at comfort, met with security, for he, having cooled down, is free from stains, equipped in full with knowledge and its base, a Sugata, best knower of the world, not thinking me, not clinging on to mine, established in the system of two truths. Upon the edge of cyclic life, far shore, with deeds accomplished, resting on the bank, emerging from untainted lone awareness, with sword-like insight, ever penetrating. The Son, the Dharma King, the noble Dharma, supreme illuminator of the world, the Dharma Lord, the sovereign of the Dharma, the teacher of the path to excellence, accomplishing all goals, fulfilling aims, completely free from wants of any kind, bereft of thought, a non-depleting source, the Dharma source supreme beyond decay, enriched by merit, merit's gathering, and unique great wisdom, wisdom rich, aware of what exists and what does not, while gathering the twofold gathering, eternal yogin, king of everywhere, the object in the mind of concentration, the master of intelligent reflection, for by oneself alone he is experienced immovable, the ultimate beginning, the holder of the three enlightened bodies. The Buddha formed of 5 embodiments, the omnipresent made of 5 wisdoms, his diadem with 5 awakened ones, all 5 eyes, maintaining non-attachment, the great progenitor of all the Buddha's eminent and foremost son, arising from the world of true insight, the sourceless Dharma source, existence ending, comprised of Vajras, holy, dense and firm, the newborn sovereign ruler of the world, emerging from the sky, the self-arisen, a massive blaze of knowledge and of insight, illuminating beacon of great light, a lamp of wisdom, shining brilliantly, a light for beings, a lantern unto wisdom with great supreme, most radiant. The Vidya King, the greatest mantras Lord, the mantra king achieving noble aims, the great Ushnisha, marvelous Unisha, the Lord of space, revealer of all things, the best embodiment of every Buddha, with eyes, the joy of every living being, creator manifesting various forms, great sage, deserving praise, deserving worship, a mantrin, born into the triple family, upholding mantras of the foremost pledge, the greatest bearer of the triple gem, who teaches all 3 peerless vehicles, with snare unfailing, most victorious, the snatcher ever great, the Vajra snare, the Vajra hook, the snare of excellence, the chapter 7, the mirror-like wisdom, called Vajra Bharava, he is terrific. 6-faced, the king of anger, hideous, 6-eyed, 6-armed, the ever-powerful, bearing his terrible fangs, a skeleton, hala, hala, 100 faces, proud, the Yama, killer, ruling obstacles, instilling fear, with Vajra impetus, the Vajra-hearted, famous for his Vajra, with belly large, with Vajras of illusion, the Vajra-born, the sovereign of the Vajra, akin to space, his core comprised of Vajras, unmoving, haughty, with his single dreadlock, his clothes an elephant's raw hide, still moist. The great terrific one who cries ha ha, who screams he, instilling fervent fear, his laugh, a screeching laugh, a booming laugh. He is the Vajra laugh, the mighty howl. He is the noble Sattva, the Vajra sovereign Lord, the highest bliss, the Vajra's wrathfulness, the highest joy, intoning hums of Vajra Humkara. With Vajra arrows serving as his weapon, his sword comprised of Vajras, slashing all, upholding every Vajra, Vajra bearing with just a single Vajra, ending strife, with eyes like Vajra fire, truly dreadful, with hair that's like a Vajra set ablaze, immersion of the Vajra, great immersion, with eyes like Vajra's, eyes 100-fold, with Vajra hairs that sprout upon his body, his unique figure marked by Vajra hairs, with nails advancing Vajras at their tips, with skin that's solid like a Vajra's core, the splendid master donning Vajra garlands, adorned with Vajra fashioned ornaments, with booming voices, laughter, crying ha ha, 6-syllable, producing Vajra rumbles. Great Manju Ghosha sounds supremely loud, a roar unique unto the threefold world, the voice that reaches every bound of space, preeminent amongst all voice endowed. Chapter 8, the wisdom of discernment. He is a being who's fully realized truth, reality, its peak in selflessness, supreme in propagating emptiness, unspoken, teaching both the deep and the vast. The Dharma conch emitting piercing sound, the Dharma gong with lasting resonance, arriving at unbounded liberation. He is the Dharma drum in all directions, without a form, with handsome form, supreme, replete with form diverse, comprised of mind, with splendor shining through his every form, with all reflections under his control. Invincible, renowned as Lord Supreme, the Lord Supreme who reaches the threefold world, abiding on the noble's lofty lofty path, great source of flourishing, the Dharma's crown, with youthful form unique unto all worlds, the elder, senior, father of all beings, adorned with 32 auspicious marks, with most beautiful, most handsome in all worlds, the teacher teaching mundane good and knowledge, the teacher to all beings, most confident, the world's most straight and trusted guide, protector, savior, the refuge unsurpassed, the guardian, with rich enjoyments filling all of space, the knowledge ocean of omniscient beings, while smashing through the shell of ignorance and breaking through the cage of cyclic life, the thorough queller of intense affliction, arriving at samsara's opposite shore, his crown, the crown of wisdom consecration, his ornaments comprising perfect Buddhas, the soother of the pain of threefold pain, the ender of the trio, ending free, arriving at the threefold liberation, completely free of every obscuration, having achieved equality sky-like, beyond the stains of every last affliction, aware of timelessness in all three times, most eminent amongst all sentient beings, the crown amongst those crowned with noble virtues, completely free from every kind of substrate, established firmly on the path of space, a splendid wish-fulfilling jewel in hand, the best of all that's precious, omnipresent, great wish-fulfilling tree, most plentiful, the greatest of all great auspicious vases, fulfilling the aims of living beings, a doer, an ally, most beloved to all creatures, aware of good and bad, aware of times, the omnipresent know of the pledges, upholding pledges, conscious of occasions, awake to varied attitudes and beings, with expertise in threefold liberation, with virtues knowing Dharma, auspicious source of all auspiciousness, of all auspicious things the most auspicious, great splendor, glory, good, most prosperous, great assurance, foremost of celebration, great joyousness, the highest form of pleasure, abundance, reverence, action, venerable, great happiness, the noble lord of splendor, the greatest granter of all wishes, wished for, the highest source of refuge, granting the fearsome enemy of potent danger, alleviating danger in all forms, with tufts of hair, with plumes of luscious hair, with matted locks, cord tied, 5 face, with 5 hair tufts, his hair well crowned, his head adorned with garlands of 5 strands, upholding great observance, his head shaven, the foremost of observances, chaste student, with great austerities, perfected fully. He is the greatest bather, Gautama, a Brahman, knower of Brahman, arriving at full at Brahman nirvana, awakening its branches, liberation, release, complete tranquility, quiescence, nirvana, peacefulness, tranquility, approaching graceful entry to nirvana, the culmination ending pain and pleasure, the state devoid of passion, free from substrates, beyond defeat, unmanifest, unmatched, not making manifest, appearance free, pervasive, timeless, fully omnipresent, minute, beyond defilement, seed free, unstained, devoid of passion, passionless, controlling humans, free from every illness by nature, most awakened, fully awake, omniscient, knowing everything, supreme, beyond reality as consciousness, pristine awareness bearing non-dual form, beyond conceptualization, effort-free, acting as Buddhas do in every age. The Buddha, endless and beginningless, the Buddha at the start, devoid of sequence, the wisdom as his only eye, unstained, Tathagata with wisdom as his body, the sovereign of all language, great debater, the king of discourse, best of orators, the best and greatest of communicators, the unassailable, the lion of speech, with universal vision, true delight, with fire garlands, handsome to behold, the endless knot, most radiant, great luster, with shining rays in hand, providing light. The best and foremost of all great physicians, unequaled in removing thorns of pain, a tree providing medicine for all, a foe opposing every malady, the lovely crowning jewel of all 3 worlds, a cluster of the stars, most glorious, the end of space in all its 10 directions, the hoisting high of Dharma's victory flag, sharing one large umbrella with the world, with love and kindness as his mandala, the celebrated lotus dance of Lord of Dance, pervasive with his precious parasol, the blazing energy of all the Buddhas, the bodies fully shared by all the Buddhas, the highest union formed with all the Buddhas, the single teaching taught by all the Buddhas, most glorious with Vajraratna's blessing, the highest sovereign Lord of Sarvavatna, the King Supreme of Sarvalokeshvara, the Lord on high of Sarva Vajradhara, the quintessential mind of Sara Buddha, residing in the mind of every Buddha, the greatest body born by every Buddha, the lovely speech enriching every Buddha, the scorching brightness from the Vajra sun with stainless luster from the Vajra moon, great passion of the passionless and others with multicolored rays that brightly blaze, the perfect Buddha's perfect Vajra posture retaining for all beings the Buddha's Dharma, the lotus Buddha's celebrated son, the knowledge treasure for the omniscient, the sovereign king controlling all illusions, the foremost master of the Buddha's spells called Vajratikshna, sword supremely mighty, completely pure, the highest syllable. A top pain's remedy, the Mahayana, with Vajra Dharma as his mighty weapon, with Vajra depth knowing, renowned as Vajrajik, with Vajra thought aware of how things are, with perfecting all perfections perfectly, adorned by all grounds of bodhisattvas as selfnesses of pure phenomena, with luster that is moonlight into knowledge, with great endeavors as illusory nets, the foremost master ruling every tantra, endowed in full with every Vajra posture, completely furnished with all wisdom beings, completely good with intellect supreme, the embryo of earth, sustaining beings, great embryo from which all beings form, the emanation circles most diverse, the highest nature of all entities, supportive of the nature of all things, with goals for all the Dharma, with Dharmas unarisen, supportive of the nature of all Dharmas. With full awareness of phenomena, but an instant as the wisest sage, with vivid realization of all dharmas, he is a sage, the greatest intellect, the vanquisher of hosts of evil spirits, unwavering, completely pure in nature, grasping the wakefulness of perfect Buddhas, the direct realization of all Buddhas. He is the flame of wisdom, luminous. 9, the wisdom of equality. The great fulfiller of desired aims, the purifier of all evil states, the greatest of all living beings, protector, the greatest liberator of all creatures, unrivaled knight in battle with afflictions, humility, ignorance his foe, the celebrated mind of amorousness, endowed with forms heroic and repulsive, the dancer moving to and fro his hundreds of lengthy arms while setting down his stride, the dancer spreading through the whole of space and filling it with Srimat's 100 arms, stood tall atop the surface of the earth, the soul of just 1 foot pervading all, stood tall atop the summit of the world, the nail of his big toe suppressing all, whose aim is one, whose aim is non-dual Dharma, whose aim is ultimate beyond destruction, whose mind consists in groups of consciousness with varied objects, forms, and cognizance. Amused with every object of existence, a mind of passion, loving emptiness, transcending worldly passion and the like, with great enjoyment for the threefold world, with fair complexion, white like pristine clouds, with radiance like beams from autumn moons, with luster rivaling the morning sun, with nails emitting light of crimson red, whose handsome crown has sterling sapphires, whose hair has tips of sapphire deep blue, with glory from the light of his great jewel, adorned with emanations of the Buddhas. The shaker of 100 worldly realms, his strength to form miraculous powers, reality with mindfulness supreme, samadhi, king of fourfold mindfulness, infused with scent from bloom on Bodhi's branches, an ocean of tathagata virtues with knowledge of the eightfold path true way, with knowledge of the path of perfect Buddhas, the great attachment of all living beings, attachment free, comparable to space, when springing up in every creature's mind, he is for every being as swift as mind. Aware of all the attitudes of beings, while captivating every creature's mind with insight into aggregated natures, himself with fully pure 5 aggregates, atop the peak of every going forth, most skilled in going forth in every way, established on all paths of going forth, the teacher of all forms of going forth, uprooting all, becoming with 12 links endowed with purity in all 12 forms, his form the way of fourfold noble truth, the realization of the eightfold knowledge, with meaning of the truths in 12-fold form, aware of suchness in the 16 forms, the true awakening in 20 forms, awakened fully, knowing all supremes, dispatching countless sets of some 10 million embodiments of emanating Buddhas, the final realization of all moments, who knows each moment's object for all minds, and manifesting for the sake of beings, with means derived from varied vehicles, gone forth by way of all 3 vehicles, remaining in the single vehicle's fruit, with purified afflictive spheres at heart, annihilating every karmic sphere, arrived atop dry land from flooding oceans, emerged from yoga's perilous dark grove, released from general, minor, and complete afflictions and their latent tendencies, with insights, means, and foremost empathy, achieving fruitful aims for living beings, abiding object free through all perceptions, with consciousness as object, with cessation with every being the object of his mind, with knowledge as the mind of all the Buddhas, residing in the mind of every being, having become their mind's equality and satisfying the mind of every being. He is for every being a great inner joy. Confusion free regarding points of doctrine, completely free from error in all its forms, his thinking free from doubt, his object threefold, his object all, 3 properties by nature. Throughout 3 times the content of 5 skandhas, discerning clearly each and every moment, awakening in but a single moment his basic nature, equal to all Buddhas. With body, bodiless, the best of bodies, the realization of the peak of bodies, displaying his form in every possible way is the greatest stone, the precious gem. Chapter 10, the wisdom of performing actions. With all the perfect Buddhas are to know, what all the perfect Buddhas are to know, the Buddha's unsurpassed awakening, devoid of syllables, yet born of mantra, arising from great mantra's 3-fold family, the father to the meaning of all mantras, the greatest Bindu, void of syllables, with great 5 syllables, great empty one, the 100-syllable, devoid of Bindu, endowed with every form, yet free from form, supporting half of 16 Bindus, transcending every grouping, void of members, sustaining dhyana's 4th and final peak, aware of dhyana's each and every aspect, with knowledge of samadhi's types and families, the best of bodies, body of samadhi, the sovereign king of all enjoyment bodies, the best of bodies, emanation body, the heir to emanations of the bodies, Buddhas, with varied emanations everywhere by benefiting all however needed, the sovereign of the gods, the god of gods, Asura god, the lord, the ruler of immortals, the king of deities, the gods guru, the highest lord, Pramata. Emerged from psychic life's imposing forest, a single teacher, guru for all beings in every well-known world, in all directions, a bestower, eminent bestower of the Dharma, concealed by armor made of loving kindness, well shielded by the shield of empathy, with wisdom sword in hand, with bow and arrow, concluding war with ignorance and kleshas. The Mara's enemy and tamer, hero, eliminating threats from all 4 Maras, defeating all the armies of the Maras, a guide for living beings, the perfect Buddha, deserving homage, worthy of respect, deserving reverence, always honorable, deserving worship, worthy of regard, the highest guru, ever venerable, traversing all three worlds in just one stride, his step extending past the bounds of space, with knowledge of the three, well-versed and pure, with sixfold higher knowledge and recall. The Bodhisattva and Mahasattva, the great power, transcending worldly life, perfected by his excellence of insight, now unified with insight's highest nature. The whole, aware of self, aware of other, for fit for all he is the best of men, surpassing all to which he is compared, supreme most lord of knowing and what's known. The foremost master of imparting Dharma, who shows the meaning of the fourfold seal, the most revered amongst all living beings, engaged in going forth on all three paths. With glory purified by ultimate truth, most fortunate within the threefold world, the celebrated source of all endowments, supreme among the glorious Manjushri. Chapter 11, praise for the wisdom of the five Tathagatas. Homage to you, boon granter, best of Vajras, the summit of existence. Homage to you whose source is emptiness, O Buddha's awakening. Homage to you, O passion of the Buddhas. Homage to you, desire of the Buddhas. I pay you homage, O love of every Buddha. Homage to you, the joy of all the Buddhas. I pay you homage, O smile of every Buddha. Homage to you, the laugh of all the Buddhas. I pay you homage, O speech of every Buddha. Homage to you, the heart of all the Buddhas. I pay you homage. Arisen from the non-being, homage to you, arisen from the Buddhas. Arisen from the sky, homage to you, born of pristine awareness, pristine wisdom, and net of illusion. Homage to you, the Buddha's spectacle, homage to you, the everything of all, O Buddha of wisdom, homage to you. Om Sata Dharma Baba Swabhava Vishoda Vajra Prakshi Prashim Shuddha Sawa Dharma Yaduta Sarva Tathagata Jnana Kaya Manjushri Pari Suditam Upadayati Sawa Tathagata Shradyam Hara Hum Shri Bhagavan Jnana Muti Vagishvara Mahavacha Sarva Dharma Gaganamara Supari Shuddha Dharma Datu Jnana Garba Then Vajradhara, ever glorious, most pleased and satisfied, with folded palms prostrated to the Buddha, noble God, the Blessed One, the Lord Tathagata, and with a host of other Vajrapanis of varied forms, the Lord of Guyakas, sublime protectors, noble wrathful kings, he then exclaimed this effervescent praise. Protector, we rejoice. How excellent what you have clearly taught. Through you, our lofty aim has been achieved, which leads to true and full awakening. And so the aims of helpless mundane beings who seek the fruits of perfect liberation, justice taught in the Maya Jala, is the noble path that leads to excellence, with largeness, vastness, and profundity, with meaning great, achieving meaning, beings' aims. Justice comprises every Buddha's sphere, and this justice is taught by all awakened ones. This concludes the supreme chanting of the names of the Blessed One, Manjushri, the wisdom deity, who was extracted from the noble net of illusion, and Mahayoga Tantra in 6,000 parts from its chapters on the net of samadhi. It was spoken by the Blessed One, Shakyamuni, the Tathagata. So we maybe this cause by doing His Holiness's wishes, staying close to His Holiness, and having him stay long, and when lamas are becoming quickly. Jangchub Semchub Rinpoche Make Panam Keguchig. Kepa Nyampa Mepa Yang Gomne Gondu Bavasho.
Thank you, dear Venerable. Thank you for a wonderful year at Laksam and for the FMT, and looking forward to more meetings next year. Have a blessed next year. Thank you, Venerable.
Cheers. Have a nice party tonight, or no, tomorrow night, isn't it?
Thank you so much.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Bye, darlings. Much love. Thank you.
And thank you, everybody. This also concludes the evening, a little change of program.